guys, what's going on? As some of you guys know, I'm a Cal student athlete on the men's swim team, but what you might not know is I'm a business major at the Haas School of Business. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about the business school at Cal, it's arguably one of the top majors and already a very selective school. According to the Haas School of Business's website, it admitted just 109 of its 678 applicants to their undergraduate business program, or roughly 16% of all applicants. However, this doesn't include the 1,300 plus applicants who didn't meet all the requirements to become a business major. Now, the business school is what they call a 2+2 at Cal, meaning that the first 2 years of your undergraduate, you're going to be taking prerequisite classes with the hope of getting in your junior year, with yourself applying during your sophomore year fall. Now, from there, once you get into Haas School of Business, there's about 10 mandated classes that you're going to have to take. These classes include areas of focuses such as accounting, finance, marketing, and much more. However, these aren't the only classes offered at Haas, and you can choose to specialize in other areas of the business school by taking additional classes. Now, before I get into my tips, I want to rewind back to the application process, and then I'll get into some tips for all you Haassies later. So as I mentioned earlier, when you apply during the fall of your sophomore year, they technically only have about a year and a half of your grades in the books. When looking at the admissions process, 50% of their decision will be based on your grades and the courses you took, but that's no means to get discouraged. In fact, I even got a C in one of the prerequisite classes before getting admitted to the Haas School of Business. One of the reasons this might be is because Haas allows you to write supplemental essays explaining if you had some of these mistakes like I had in my economics class where I got a C, and it allows you to show that you're still learning and growing as a student. Next in the admissions process is the 2 essays that you'll have to write, and this encompasses about 35% of their decision. They give you 3 prompts to choose from, and from there you're supposed to choose 2 which you best think would suit you and to share your experiences on why you should be in the Haas School of Business. In my opinion, the essays are the most important part of it, and it really can help show how you distinguish yourself from another candidate, so choose wisely on which of these 3 prompts you're going to do. The final 15% of their decision is your resume, which encompasses your extracurriculars, which for me as a student athlete was huge. Now, you can touch on these extracurriculars in your application during your essay portion of it, but also you can touch about how you had volunteer experiences, prior internships, etc. in this area. Now, the applications open up on November 1st and they're normally due on December 1st, giving you 1 whole month to complete it before the decisions come out in the middle of February. In between December 1st and the middle of February, some candidates are pulled for interviews, and despite what many people think, this is not an indicative decision. This just means that they want to get to know you a little bit better or have some clarifying questions about your application, and it does not mean that you're going to get in or you're not going to get in. Every year there's rumors though, oh, this is a great year to get an interview, or this is not a good year to get an interview, but at the end of the day, it's all the same, and it just helps them clarify you as a candidate. With that said, let's get right into it. What you guys all came here for. Here are my tips as a Haas School of Business student to all of you. So my first tip, and one that I cannot stress enough, is plan ahead. As a freshman, I knew that I needed to find a way to stand out against all the other candidates that were applying. Whether it's starting a club, starting a business, or volunteering, find something that you're really passionate about that aligns with the Haas School of Business's values and really just run with it. This is also a great way for you to find a talking point for your essays and really have something that you're truly passionate about that Haas will also really value. I planned ahead and started a business that I was really passionate about in my freshman year of college, which donated back to local Oakland schools. This also aligned with the Haas School of Business's values, and this is most likely what helped me end up getting in at the end of the day, which leads me perfectly to my next tip. That tip is know and align yourself with the Haas School of Business defining leadership principles. These principles include question the status quo, confidence without attitude, beyond yourself, and student always. The Haas School of Business wants students that align with these attributes because it allows them to have a diverse student body who they know will be successful leaders in the future. Similar to what JFK said, but with their own little Berkeley spin on it, ask not what Haas can do for you, but what you can do for Haas. And what I mean by that is it's not money related at the end of the day. Haas knows that all their students will go on to be great leaders and come back and donate to the business school, but that's not what I mean. What I mean is how can you enrich the classroom experience and separate yourself from all the other applicants? Why should they be admitting you at the end of the day? It's by aligning with these values that they've created a diverse, rich student body that's created generations of success at the Haas School of Business. My final tip for you all is essays, essays, essays. I think one of the main reasons why I got into the Haas School of Business is because I practiced practiced my essays month before they even came out. So when the essays actually did come out, I was prepared for any prompt that pretty much could come out. In fact, when they came out, one of them was actually the same as the prior year. So I'd pretty much written a whole draft of what I wanted to say, and I just had to refine it from there. These essays will really help you stand out as someone who can write, and the admissions people will take note of that. If you are a strong writer, it might be worth your time and investment to sit down with a writing tutor or a Haas student who's already in and talk through your essays with them. In these essays, they're really looking for you to implement the Haas core values without actually directly saying them. So a great example could be showing how you question the status quo or how you're always a student without actually always saying it. Tons of candidates don't do this, and it'll really separate you as someone who has gone above and beyond if you do this action. With that said, that's going to do it for this video. If you like this type of content, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out for all the hours of work that I put into these videos. Comment down below what you want to see next on the channel and if you like this type of video. Until next time, go Bears!